from 2010, from 2011, from 2012, big years in movies. Now it's time to go, in my opinion, my least favorite years in movies. Not to say I hate 2013, there are some great movies that came out in 2013, and there are some shit movies also, but I wouldn't say 2013 is as exciting as the previous years. But just because I said that, it does not mean there are some great movies that came out in 2013, so yep, it's time for 2013 week, presenting you guys first my top 10 favorite movies of 2013. Before I get started, guys, I just want to say, again, thank you to all my 400 subscribers that subscribe to my channel and notify me for my latest videos. But I want to give a shout out to my 400 subscriber that's on my channel right now. And that is Now Spinning TV. I know the owner of that channel, his name is Sean. This guy is awesome. If you're a fan of like music records and all that stuff, I'm going to put his channel in the link below because you deserve it, Sean. I want you guys to check his channel out. His channel is just amazing. So thank you, Sean, from Now Spinning TV. You are my 400th subscriber. So guys, no further ado, let's present my favorite movies of 2013. These are my top 10 favorite movies of 2013. Here we go.
Number 10.
So we're going to start off with number 10 with definitely my favorite comedy of 2013, This Is the End. If you think about it, the concept of this movie is hilarious already. Actors that are playing themselves in a concept of this end-of-the-world mess. And they made that so hilarious and also really clever at the exact same time. Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg direct this movie, and I gotta say, I was impressed by the direction of this movie. It's a movie that made me roll down laughing. I love everyone in this movie playing themselves. It's just clever. It's definitely one of my favorite comedies of that year.
Number 9.
The Wolverine! That is probably the worst audition to play the next Wolverine. Don't hire me, guys. Yes, The Wolverine is on my list. It's one of those movies that some people are controversial of. Some people hate The Wolverine, some people love it. I love The Wolverine. I think it's definitely the most underrated movie in the X-Men universe. I just love this whole samurai concept, and it's definitely the best Wolverine movie we've got with Logan. I feel like this movie just bones X-Men Origins to the ground. Yes, the third act gets a bit silly at times, but the first two acts are exactly what I wanted for a Wolverine movie. So The Wolverine still, you deserve to be my top 10 best movies of 2013. And I also got this really sweet poster over there, so you deserve it.
Number 8.
The Hobbit: The Desolation of Smaug is definitely my favorite movie in the Hobbit trilogy, and I think everyone will agree with that. Even though some people don't like the Hobbit trilogy, they will still say The Desolation of Smaug is the best movie in that trilogy. And I would never disagree with that. I love The Hobbit: Desolation of Smaug still today. It's fun, it's exciting. It basically tells me of what Middle-earth is all about. And especially we got some of the best dragons I've ever seen in a film. Benedict Cumberbatch, I think this is a breakout for him this year. And it's not the only Benedict Cumberbatch that's on my list. We got another one right here.
Number 7.
Yes, another badass Benedict Cumberbatch performance, Star Trek Into Darkness. Probably my favorite villain performance that Benedict Cumberbatch does. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not a huge Star Trek fan. It's not that I hate the show, I liked it, but I don't love it, you know what I mean? But Star Trek Into Darkness, I love the movies that Star Trek has done. Yes, the first one I really enjoyed, but Star Trek Into Darkness just burns the first one to the ground. It's exciting, has great action scenes, it's very sci-fi. I like those stuff. And of course it has some of the most iconic scenes in any Star Trek movies that I have ever seen.
Number 6.
A Neil Blomkamp movie that no one ever talks about, and in my opinion it still holds up till today. Elysium. Yes, no one talks about Elysium anymore. Everyone mostly talks about District 9, which is definitely better than this movie. But I love Elysium. I remember seeing this movie in the theater and I was blown away. I think it's one of the better Matt Damon performances. The movie is just badass overall. It has a really good concept. It's mostly original, and I really did like that. And it's sad that we don't hear about Neil Blomkamp anymore. Where is he? I want to see him direct more stuff.
Number 5.
Alright guys, up to my top 5 favorite movies of 2013. So coming up to my number 5 is another controversial movie. Some people hate, some people love. I loved it. Same thing as The Hobbit. That is Man of Steel. In my opinion, with Superman the movie, Man of Steel is definitely one of the best Superman films that I've ever seen. And honestly, my favorite Zack Snyder film. Actually, most of these movies of 2013 that I talked about has the exact same feelings that I have. It's just exciting, it's action-packed, Henry Cavill was fantastic as Superman, and even Michael Shannon was good as General Zod, probably the most badass General Zod that I ever seen. His direction in this film is fantastic, it's not boring, it's interesting throughout the entire series, and it just gets to the point where I'm like, what happened to the DC Extended Universe after this movie? Because Man of Steel was just badass.
Number 4.
I would say 2013 is the biggest surprise with horror movies. I gotta say, The Conjuring is a movie that brings horror movies back again. I remember seeing this movie and I was so surprised and also terrified at the same time. This movie is based on true events, which makes it more terrifying. It's a great story about the Warrens, the ghost investigators, investing this house. It's very simple, but also it's a realistic story, so it makes this movie more relatable. And also this movie has some of the most iconic scares I've seen out of James Wan's career.
Number 3.
So coming to my number 3, in that time, it's the next Martin Scorsese classic, The Wolf of Wall Street. Why didn't Leonardo DiCaprio win an Oscar for this movie? This is a 3-hour movie. And it doesn't feel like that at all, because Martin Scorsese brings us this world of Jordan Belfort, made it so interesting that he didn't notice the time limit that the movie was presenting. This is, in my opinion, one of Leonardo DiCaprio's best movies. This is also the funniest movie that I've seen in 2013. This is the most heartfelt movie I've seen in 2013 at parts. And I gotta say, Margot Robbie. And also probably one of the best performances by Johnny Hill as well.
Number 2.
Now coming to my number 2 is definitely one of the best visual experiences that I had in the theater in a very long time. That movie goes to Gravity. Literally, how realistic this movie looks. The way this movie looks, it looks like they actually filmed this movie in space. But also it convinces us to not go to space, because the concept of this movie is extremely terrifying. This is a great, simple, but also creative thriller that makes us scared to go to space. Like if you're a little kid going like, oh, I want to be an astronaut, and then years later you watch Gravity, you're definitely going to change your career. Holy shit, Gravity's amazing. Sandra Bullock's best performance, George Clooney as well. It's a very suspenseful, thrilling adventure film that keeps us in the edge of our seats.
Number 1.
Alright guys, my favorite movie of 2013. Now this is a movie that is not actually big. It's not a big movie that came out. Like, you know, like my previous top 10 list that I've done. Like 2010, Inception, 2011, Rise of the Planet Apes, 2012, The Dark Knight Rises. With 2013, it's not a blockbuster. It's not a big movie that came out. But it's a movie, in my opinion, that felt like a film. Fantastic 2013. Something different. My number 1 goes to Prisoners. I love Denis Villeneuve. I think he's one of my favorite directors working today. This is honestly one of my favorite thrillers. This movie was everything I wanted a movie to be. I remember seeing Prisoners, feeling like I'm in the edge of my seat. I was so invested already from the beginning of the movie. It's one of the best shot movies of that year. It's one of the best directions of that year. And also, probably some of the best performances that I've seen in any movie ever. From Jake Gyllenhaal, great in this movie. But I gotta say, if I could pick the best Hugh Jackman performance that isn't Wolverine, if someone told me, okay, what is your favorite Hugh Jackman performance without Wolverine? Prisoners. This is one damn big performance that Hugh Jackman has presented. Prisoners is just suspenseful, it is thrilling, it is dark as shit. It's not a happy film. If you're expecting Prisoners to be a happy film, seriously, have you watched the trailers? It definitely gripes you into the situation that Hugh Jackman's character is in, and even Jake Gyllenhaal. This is a great mystery film about fighting Hugh Jackman's daughters. It's a film that just grips me at the edge of my seat, and still does to this day. I watched Prisoners today, and I felt like this is what I call a movie. 2 hours long, and I was invested throughout. Prisoners deserve to be my favorite movie of 2013. So guys, that is it. My top 10 favorite movies of 2013. Like again, guys, make sure you subscribe to Now Spinning TV's channel. I'm putting in a link below once again. Sean, you deserve it. You're my 400 subscriber. This is for you, buddy. So guys, what are your top 10 favorite movies of 2013? Let me know in the comments below. And my worst list, of course, is coming very, very soon. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, notify for my latest reviews, and have a nice day.